Okay, and now we are in Photoshop. Okay, um, so we're actually going to open up the flat JPEG that we exported from InDesign. Okay, um, the file that you're looking at right now, um, you're you're going to be downloading it. From a Google Drive. I saved it out as small as I could, um, and the link is in the module. So you're gonna see a blank template just like this, and you're gonna see how we can how we're gonna bring your illustration on this Photoshop file. So I've already opened it and I downloaded it. So now I'm going to go to my Stone Soup files and I'm going to open up my flat JPEG, right? So we are now in Photoshop. So I think you should feel fairly accomplished. We started in Illustrator, then we were in InDesign, and now we're in Photoshop. Um, okay, so here is my book design. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this design and paste it into my book mockup. Okay. And so how we do that, so we're in Photoshop. I'm going to get my marquee tool. Okay. And I'm going to, oops, pretty much select my book cover, right? All of it. And then I'm going to go to edit, copy. Okay. And now I'm going to go into that layered template file and I'm going to go edit, paste. Okay. So it will take over the page probably. And before I even go forward, I'm like going to save this file so it's named with my, like I don't want to lose it. So I'm going to go to File, Save. Oh, I'll go File, Save As. I guess I already had saved it. Make sure you know where this file is. Okay. And I'm going to put my first initial last name. Um, and then I'll put today's date. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. This is correct. It's fine. You want maximum compatibility. So you're going to click OK. All right. So you can see in my layered document, when I pasted the illustration, it added a layer. Okay. So if it's not, right now it's like one of the layers, it's right above the book cover. There's a shadow layer and a background. It's fine where it is. If yours is, let's say, outside of that folder, that's okay, no problem. It will work either way. But if you want to position it or reposition it, you just select the layer, you click and you drag. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make sure we're on that layer for our flat cover JPEG. And I'm going to bring the opacity down pretty low, right? So I can make this image very transparent. Then I'm going to go to edit, free transform, and this will allow me to make my image bigger or smaller and transform it. So I'm gonna go to the corners. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to try and get my file as close to that size as possible. If it's a little bit off, that's okay. And I'm going to hit return to apply the edit. Okay. Then I'm going to go to edit free transform again. And you can tell that it's selected. You can see it. And then I'm going to right click, and I want to fix that bottom a little bit. So I'm going to go to distort. Okay. And for this, I'm zooming in, and the distort allows me, let's zoom out a little bit, to actually manipulate the corners individually. Okay. And so my goal is to get the corners lined up. Okay, when I feel satisfied, I will hit return. Okay, and you can tell it's pretty close. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to bring this all the way to 100. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out so you can see that this is basically the JPEG, right? My flat JPEG. But as you can tell, like that book layer is gone, right? So like that texture. So what we're going to do is after we've sized it and we bring it to full opacity, we're going to add a layer effect. And this layer effect, it's called multiply. Okay, we were at normal and now we're going to multiply. If you want to experiment with all of these other ones, you can. Really fun. We'll get into Photoshop. But for our purposes, we're going to basically use the multiply layer effect. Okay, make sure we save. So file, save. So we know where we're at. You kind of can zoom in, right? And you can kind of see it looks like it's the book cover, right? And so from this point, we're going to go File, and we're going to do Save As, and we're going to we're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to save a copy, okay? And then we're going to pick a JPEG. Okay, so you'll see your file name, it's like mockup copy. I'm going to remove the copy. And I'm going to hit save. Okay. In these JPEG options, just so the file isn't too large, I would suggest you can do quality 8 to 10. Up to you. I'm going to keep it at 10. And then you hit OK. Okay, and so that basically saves this view in our folder. Okay, and here is the file. We'll take a quick look. This is my book cover. That's the flat. This is the book mockup version. This is the flat version, right? So just kind of doing that extra step of that Photoshop mockup kind of makes it real, really. If you feel like you want to kind of change the background color, you're more than welcome to. So you can select a color. And you can image, go to edit, fill, right? And we're gonna fill that background layer with the foreground color. So this is the foreground color and this is the background color. And then click OK. And I'm gonna, that's what it did. I think I'm gonna undo and we're gonna create a brand new layer so we don't lose that separation. So I'm going to create a brand new layer. Now this is just if you want to add an extra color. Then you're going to edit, fill. Okay. And we'll experiment with that same trick of multiplying, right? So multiplying just allows basically like the white, or it makes it look like that whatever that image is on that layer is imposed on the one underneath it. So we'll experiment a little bit more when we get into Photoshop, but I'm going to do multiply again, right? And then I'm going to save this again. And I'll save a copy. Let's see. Perfect. Go JPEG. I'm going to remove the copy word, and it's probably going to overwrite the file, and I know that that's okay. So I'm going to hit save. Do I want to replace it? Yes. Okay. And I'll go back to my file listing. So I've got my mockup, and if I hold down my command key on a Mac, I can select non-sequential files, and then I'm going to take a quick look. So there's my flat version, and there's my mockup. Okay. So in your final discussion, I ask you to upload your two JPEGs, the flat and the mockup. All right. So hopefully that was straightforward. I'm sure that was a lot. So if you want, watch the videos, and then if you have any questions, let me know. Okay? But I can't wait to see everybody's hard work. Okay, that's it. See you in Canvas.